it's me, your holly jolly femboy, and today we are going to be doing a little movie review. I have done one of these for last Christmas, and for Halloween, and the Halloween before that. So I am definitely used to doing sort of like holiday movie reviews, but this one is special in that it is a sequel to a holiday movie that already had a sequel, but this seems more like a direct sequel than that one, because this one actually has the original actors. And of course I'm talking about the Christmas Story Christmas. I went in suspicious. I was a little sussy just because last year I watched Home Sweet Home Alone and I didn't like it that much.
Personally didn't love it. I think it is better than a lot of the Home Alone sequels we've had. And that's saying something because I didn't think this movie was that good.
But this one, I went in sort of expecting like a, maybe it'll be at least like Christmassy, which it was. It was very Christmassy, but also it was good. Like, I'm going to be talking about more detail, and I will also be doing spoilers. But I will be giving my thoughts first, and then spoilers right after. Just so in case you want to just hear my opinion about why I liked some parts or I didn't like other parts, without actually having the entire movie have parts spoiled for you. I'm going to do that for you. So I don't want to make this too complicated. I just want to go right in and talk about why the Christmas Story Christmas was surprisingly good. Also, do you like my outfit? I think it's kind of cute. Here is my basic rundown of the pros and cons to the Christmas Story Christmas. Big con right off the bat, think the name is a little stupid. Not so bad that it ruins the movie, but I feel like there's a better name that you could have gone with. I don't know what it is because I'm stupid, but I'm sure someone out there that's at least smarter has a better idea. Either way, that is a really small con, but it's kinda, the fact that's my biggest con about the movie is really good. Because it is a good movie, even aside from a Christmas movie. Because there's lots of Christmas movies I really like that don't really have, let's say, high scores. I still enjoy them because I have the brain of a 2-year-old. So I'm very easy to please, and I am delighted to say this movie pleased me a lot. Very funny, very heartwarming, and very sweet. And I really like it because they actually bring back all of the actors from the original. It's not like the sequel that I covered, I think last... well, I don't think it was last year. I think it was the year before that. When I covered The Christmas Story 2, that had none of the original actors in it. And I think that was a big thing that really made me dislike it. But this one is a lot better because it actually feels like a true sequel. Because Ralphie is played by Ralphie, Flick is played by Flick. And it's sort of a really fun thing. I don't know why Flick was the only other character that I could think of. But Scott Farkus is played by Scott Farkus. Also, I always thought it was Scott Farkus, but the subtitles say Scut, S-C-U-T. Am I the only one? I didn't think Scut was a name. But, again, 2-year-old brain, I don't know a lot of things. So, I thought it was very sweet, very cute, very Christmassy, and honestly, a really good sequel. I think this is a Home Alone 2 kind of Christmas movie sequel, where, sure, there's gonna be people who don't like it, but I feel like it has so much of the heart and the charm of the original movie that, if you really, really love that original movie, this is it. This is the only true sequel I could think of. So those are those are my prawns. Um, but this is what happens when you record a video really, really late. I'm sorry. Those are my pros. These are my cons. Not a whole lot. I dislike how they have like definitely I can think of one more modern Christmas song. I know it's not necessarily modern in that it came out like this year, but it sounds very modern and sort of, to me, broke a bit of the immersion at first. But I feel like that's the only big egregious use of it. And then also there is, of course, CG used for some action shots, because there are some shots of like action in it. And I feel like with most of them, they look really good. I didn't even really notice the CG was used at all. But there's one specifically that I'll talk about in the spoiler section that to me kind of took me out of the movie just a smidgen. It was funny, but it took me out of the movie. But anyway, I would say The Christmas Story Christmas will get 9 out of 10 Red Ryder BB guns, because it is incredibly cute, very charming, very sweet, but most importantly, very Christmassy. So if you're like me and you love Christmas, I think you should watch it. Anyway, those are my general non-spoiler like pros and cons. Let's talk about spoilers. Okay, so number one thing that I think is really cool, Scott Farkus would absolutely be a bastard cop. Absolutely. But he isn't a bastard. Like, he's actually surprisingly sweet. I think he really learned his lesson, which I really enjoyed. I also really just enjoy all the reoccurring characters because they all felt really in character. Everything that they're now doing as adults felt like it made sense. Like, Ralphie is a writer. Or at least in the beginning, he's trying to publish a novel. And at first I was like, huh, interesting. But it makes sense with how much passion he put into his written homework assignments. So maybe that's part of where that inspiration came from. Also, I adore the voiceover. Sure, it's not the iconic voice we hear in the original Christmas Story, but I feel like it really works, and I love all the vivid daydreams he has. It has that perfect feel, that homage to the original Christmas Story without just repeating all the same jokes. That's what I think a really good sequel to a really classic movie needs to do. Don't just rehash every single joke. Like, you can reference it and even bring back elements, but I feel like there should still be an original joke. Also, his kids are really cute. There's always a bit of worry when you have like kid actors as like the main characters for scenes where you worry, oh, are they gonna ruin it? Because sometimes kid actors, even though they're very cute, can sometimes just be no bueno. But I feel, especially like with his kids, that they're very, very cute. They, especially the daughter, is a heckin' cutie, and I love the scenes with Santa, and oh my god, like, was I the only one that gasped out loud and was so fucking surprised when Ralphie just fucking decks his kid in the face? I know it was an accident, but like, that got me so off guard and so genuinely surprised me. I felt so bad for laughing, but it was funny. As an example, this movie is really funny, and not just because it repeats the same kind of jokes. It actually is funny and cute and heartwarming. And overall, I think just really good. I'm happy, after having to experience Home Sweet Home Alone last year, that we have a really, really good classic Christmas movie sequel. I guess it makes sense though, because Home Alone, that's it, Home Alone, has a lot of sequels. Very few of them I think are very good. Christmas Story only had one other sequel that wasn't terrible. And so I guess it makes sense that Home Alone would have another bad sequel, but Christmas Story had the potential to have a really good sequel. So I guess it makes sense, although a really good Home Alone sequel would be really nice, but they did a lot of the same things that this one did, where they did bring back a couple of the original actors. And by a couple, I mean like one, but they did bring back an original actor. And I don't know, I feel like that helps. You don't need to. I feel like you could have a sequel stand on its own without the original actors, but just lack that original spirit, which I feel like this one has that spirit of the movie that's a sequel to. So, also, I realized my little bell rings every single time I like bounce, and I bounce a lot, so I'm sorry. Yeah, that's all the points I wanted to really make. I think you should go watch it. It's on HBO Max, and is absolutely adorable, and I think I might even add it to my normal Christmas movie rotation every year, because I think it deserves it. So, yeah. Two things before I pop off is I wanted to say that I will be doing a couple other Christmas videos like I did last year. I'm aiming towards 4, but worst case scenario, I could always have a YouTube short like I did with Halloween, but either way you will have 4 videos. Also, I was going to include the Santa Clauses, like the Santa Claus Disney Plus TV show, in this video, but the entire series isn't out yet. And I wanted to wait till it all came out to share my thoughts, and I think that if I do a YouTube Shorts, it will be my review for that series. Just a real quick, and yeah, because the Santa Claus is also another one of those movies where it's a classic movie that's had a couple sequels, and I actually do really enjoy them, even though I know a lot of people don't. But the show, I have seen up to the point that's out right now. And I have a lot of mixed feelings about it, but I will talk about it in an actual review. So I will leave it at that. And the second thing is I wanted to say, as a sort of an apology, I was meant to put out a Scarlet and Violet Pokemon video. I got a little overwhelmed by real life things, getting ready for the holidays, and also I just lost my capture card. And so to sort of say, like, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry for anyone who was possibly looking forward to it. So I am going to be doing a shiny giveaway. I have a shiny Q-Font, the little steel elephant. I will be giving it away to a random person out of all of the comments I get on this video, or on, say, I'll post it to the community tab too, or just in general, just no matter what, like if you want it, just say like, hey, I want the shiny Q-Fit, and depending on how many people get it, I'll run it through like a generator, and I'll pick it randomly, and someone will get a shiny Q-Fit as like a sort of little Christmas present. I'm not exactly too sure when I'm going to be ending it, but maybe I will post that on the community tab in a bit. So yeah, I love you, I wub you, and I want to rub you too. Bye!